What's going on, peeps? It's your dude, Intergalactic Brew, and I'm here to tell you all about tomorrow night, September 8th, because y'all know what time it is. It's time for some NFL football, baby. Tomorrow night is the official date of the opening night of the 2011 NFL season. It's going down on NBC. It's going to be a lot going on. And I am so excited. Like, I am hyped to the max, man. Like, my hype-o-meter is on 1,000 right now. Like, I am so pumped up for the 2011 NFL season. Like, it's not even funny right now. Like, seriously. We got a good game tomorrow night. A game that I am most interested in, as I'm sure all you other NFL fans out there are. And what makes this so interesting, as all opening season games do, is it's the last two World Super Bowl champions squaring off, as the Green Bay Packers, this year's Super Bowl champions, will be facing none other than the 2009 NFL Super Bowl champions, the New Orleans Saints. It's going to come to you exclusively from Lambeau Field, and I know that place is going to be oh so rowdy, and it's going to be a game of it's going to be action packed. I believe there's going to be a lot of action in this game. I mean, it's going to be a lot of hard hits, a lot of spectacular plays. I mean, you know, it's just going to be all around fantastic, and I cannot wait for it all to happen. But what I want to do is I actually want to get y'all's predictions on who y'all think is going to win this game, because that's what the game is all about. It's all about winning, victory. So I want to know who y'all think is going to come out on top of this game tomorrow night. Now, before I get into my answer of who I feel is going to win, let's break these two teams down right fast. Okay, so let's talk about Green Bay first. All right, we know that they're a versatile team. They've got it all put together. They got the offense, they got the defense, they got the quarterback, right? And then on top of that, they're the Super Bowl champions, and they're playing on their home field. Now, let's go to New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints, good offensive team. Probably one of the top offenses in the NFL. But, thing about it is, they're going to Lambeau Field, and just like, you know, some other good teams in the NFC, you know, the Packers know how to hold it down at home. So, you know, this is going to be a very nerve-wracking experience for the Saints. But I'm sure the Saints will be well prepared. They'll be confident, you know, because to be fair, the Saints are a pretty good road team, as we've all seen in the past. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how these two teams match up offensively. And when I say that, I don't mean like literally like both offenses going at each other. Of course not. You know, that's stupid. I mean, you know, you don't do that. What I'm trying to say is that it'll be interesting to see who can outscore who. You know, because, I mean, Green Bay has probably one of the best, if not the best, receiving corps in all the NFL. I mean, you got Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, James Jones, and now they've got back Jermichael Finley at 100%, which is a nightmare for any defense. So, Aaron Rodgers, got him too back there, throwing the bullets or whatever. So, it's going to be very interesting to see, how these offenses, impose their wills on each other. Because, New Orleans, granted, they may not have the best receiving core, but their receiving core is effective. I will give them that. Because, Lance Moore, playmaker. Marcus Colston, playmaker. You got Meacham back there. And then you've got the second-year tight end Jimmy Graham, who's come in and made an impact. So their receiving core is solid. They're very solid. And if Drew Brees, who's also one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, if he could get off to a nice flow early, and if he could kind of take the life out of the Lambeau crowd, then we could be on the midst of a shocking upset here. Seriously, the New Orleans Saints could go into Lambeau Field and make a huge statement to everybody. But then again, you can never count out the Green Bay Packers, man. Because, when Aaron Rodgers, when he gets in his flow, when he gets in his zone, it's basically I don't want to say automatic because everybody uses that cliche. But, it's just instant. It's just, it's just instant. That's all I can say. It's just instant. And especially when their receivers, just start catching stuff, just continuously just catching stuff. They're hard to beat because all of those receivers have good hands, all of them are fast, and all of them are good route runners. So when you've got those skills polished like that to a T, it's hard to beat a team like that. Okay? And, the defense, what can you say, man? Those guys they're killers. I know that's a harsh word to use, but those guys are killers. And you got Clay Matthews, A.J. Hawk, Desmond Bishop, B.J. Raji. Wow. It's I'm telling you, man, those guys do not give you a chance to breathe. They really don't. They're just like a pack of wild bulls that just got released from the barn, or just a stampede of wild lions, and they just love to just jump on you. Especially Clay Matthews. He's just so active, and his pass rushing ability, is so breathtaking. And that makes a lot of teams intimidated. It really does. So it'll be interesting to see how Drew Brees and that offense is able to maneuver around A.J. Hawk in the game. And then on top of that, their secondary. Their secondary, they're a bunch of heartbreakers, man. And it's like they're all it's like they're all a bunch of hitmen. You know, you don't never know where they're coming from. And, you know, wherever they do come from, when they do make themselves known in the game is over. I mean, as much as it pains me to say this, but take a look what happened to my Falcons last year in the playoffs. You know, Matt Ryan goes to hit Roddy White, and then what happens? Trayvon Williams, out of the mist, picks it off, pick six, returns it for a touchdown. Game over, pretty much. Game over. I mean, look what happened in the Super Bowl. One of the first plays of the game, Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know which receiver he was trying to hit. I think that was Mike Wallace or somebody. But Nick Collins, out of nowhere, picks him off, returns it for a touchdown. Instant momentum, man. Instant momentum. Those receivers, I mean, you know, they're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to make those. You're gonna have to make that secondary work, man. Because I'm telling you, they have such good timing, and you know they read the quarterback so well. I mean, all of those guys: Trayvon Williams, Charles Woodson, Nick Collins, Sam Shields. I mean, you know, all of those guys. You know, they read the quarterback well. So I mean, the receivers for the Saints, you know, they're gonna have to find a way to make that secondary work. Because I'm telling you, if that secondary gets them where they want them, it's gonna be a quick night for the Saints. But you know, we'll have to see what happens. Now, as far as the running game goes, I don't think this will be a. I don't think this game will go to the ground too much. I think you're going to see it go through the air a lot, since both teams really love to pass the ball a lot. So I mean, if it does go to the ground, I mean, both teams have solid running games. You know, Green Bay's running game is pretty much, you know, real powerful, in your face type running, as more of New Orleans is a little bit more athletic and a little bit more flashy, you know, with their running game. So we'll see. But both teams have pretty good run defense, although I think Green Bay's is a little bit better. Pass defense, both are pretty even. So, I mean, I think what this game is going to come down to is basically which team can be smarter and which team, you know, makes the less mistakes. And, you know, and who can, it's basically going to be a game of who can outscore the other. And with that being said, as far as my prediction for the victory, it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. But I just think that, you know, Green Bay, you know, they're just going to have too much momentum on their side. I mean, that home crowd, you know, is going to be screaming their lungs out the whole time. I mean, it's opening night. You know, Aaron Rodgers is going to want to come out and look, you know, as good as he can, you know, to kind of set the tone for him as far as the season goes. And I just think with that receiving core, man, you know, I think those guys just catch too well and are just too fast. And I think they're a lot younger than the Saints defense. So I think that's going to play a factor. So I'm going to go with Green Bay, man. And I can't predict the score, but it's going to be a close game. But I see Green Bay coming out on the winning end. You know, I mean, New Orleans, they have a chance because, like I said, they have one of the top offenses in the NFL, you know, and their defense is pretty good too. But I just think the youth, the speed, and the ability of that offense is going to be too much for Green Bay. I mean, for New Orleans. So that's who I picked. Let me know who you got, and I'll see you after the game.